Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and another 3 days of soul-crushing delivery work has come and gone. Obviously, when you're out on the road and working for nearly 12 hours a day, it can be a little difficult to get things done. You have to basically come home, sleep, wake up, eat some food, get cleaned up, and get ready to go right the fuck back to work again! So if you can't tell, I'm not too happy about that, but, you know, it's what you gotta do to get paid, right? So, here's what I'm thinking. With Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom out in the wild, and everyone being super excited about that, as they should be, I've decided that today's run, since we aren't doing an Arcana Spotlight, is going to be essentially a Link run. And we're going to be doing so to piano songs. So how are we going to do that? Well, let's start by grabbing some iconic Legend of Zelda stuff. We're going to use Magma Rush as our bombs, and I'm going to change the music real quick before we get into it. Now, what do we use for everything else? Well, I think we are going to use Aegis Charge to represent the Hylian Shield. We should use... Obviously, we need the Master Sword, and the bow is probably the most important thing, but what do we get to represent a bow? I mean, I guess I could kind of use Chaos Crusher as a bow. Bouncing Blaze is kind of a bow, although that's more the Fire Rod. So do I rep the Fire Rod instead of... Or I guess I could do the Boomerang. You know what? Boomerang to me seems like just as much of an iconic item. And for the Master Sword, we've got none other than the Crystalline Balestra standing in. Give it a round of applause. Now, this isn't necessarily your traditional high-tempo run, because I don't have a lot of things that work with charges. So we're just going to have to... Well, we're either going to have to just deal with it, or see what the other green robe does. Running. We can be running! Actually, I kind of like that. Let's go for it. And since we're going to be more so focused on positioning than just going full on power, or rather full on just constant uptime, we are going to need to make sure that we are getting as strong as possible so that we can handle the challenges ahead. Fortunately, everything I have lends itself well to a power build, so let's go ahead and grab the Merchant's Cart. Wait. Not the Merchant's Cart. Hold on. Cartographer's Quill. Because if Breath of the Wild has taught me anything, it's that there is always time to stop and update your map. That's a lesson I've been learning in Elden Ring as well. Find those map fragments, otherwise you have no idea where you're going. All you're looking at is a brown piece of parchment, and the entire time you're just going... Now, do I want to give myself the option of there being a challenge, or do I just want to go? I mean, that's not quite what I meant. I guess what I'm saying is, rig it so that I start at Atlas, or just go and see what happens. You know what? If we are playing as the bearer of the Triforce of Courage, then we should not be afraid. And you know what? That worked out. So Dark Sage, why aren't you playing Tears of the Kingdom? I mean, who says I'm not, honestly? But, if you're asking why I'm not playing it for the channel, mostly because I don't have it yet. And that's just kind of what happens, because financial hardships do be a bitch. What's that? That having been said, it is on my list. I'm not just ignoring Tears of the Kingdom, because that would be silly. That's... With how good Breath of the Wild was, and with the awesome reviews that I'm seeing for Tears of the Kingdom, that would just be silly. No, I'm not ignoring it, I just haven't had the chance to pick it up yet. If you're wondering what Zelda item this is referencing, I don't know, some combination of the Rock's Feather and the Fire Rod, I guess. Alright, let's upgrade our bombs. And here I'm seeing that we could get essentially use the Gale Boomerang, which would be nice. No, trust me, I am absolutely hyped for Tears of the Kingdom. I've been looking forward to this. Just because it got leaked online early doesn't mean that it's any less interesting or exciting and entertaining. And honestly, the people who wanted to leak it online just because, I don't know, chaos rules the day sometimes, I guess, you people are just sad. You're just sad. You just want to take things away from other people. It's just be like, me. That having been said, considering the economic times we're living in, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of understand. Kind of. A little bit. Just a wee little bit. But that doesn't mean it's a good idea, and it's things like that that, you know, ruin things for other people that make me upset. Alright, Gale Boomerang in tow. Alright, now before we leave, let's finish filling in the map. Because as one can imagine, when you get stronger by filling in the map, it incentivizes you to, I don't know, fill in the map. And yes, I did just say the equivalent of water is wet. What, you didn't know that? Have you ever taken a science class? But I'm very much thinking the new tools that they give you to use in Tears of the Kingdom look fantastically fun. I'm really looking forward to getting the chance of playing around with it myself. But in the meantime, I can certainly do a Legend of Zelda theme run. And you know what? This might not even be the only one. We are currently doing a theme run with Link. But that's not to say that's our only option. Matter of fact, honey, this has only just begun. Because I could do a theme run with Zelda or with Ganon. And I'm trying to think of other characters that would be interesting to do a theme run for. It's just, Link is the most obvious choice. I mean, this is where if I were to, you know, hypothetically try to design an entire week of Legend of Zelda theme runs to celebrate the release of Tears of the Kingdom, well, which characters would I pick? And how many deep cuts am I willing to use to find interesting characters for that? Because, yeah, it's easy to be like, Link, Zelda, Ganon, done. Anything else is inconsequential. I have done my job. But, again, we don't have to leave it at that. Now, I could cosplay as, or I could do Wizard of Legend themed cosplay as a completely different character. You could find a way. Like, I don't know if I could do Midna properly, but I mean, it's an option. Actually, I think I've done that before when I was doing character theme runs just to demonstrate the idea that I could. I mean, that was way back in the earlier days of the channel. You know, before I got so sophisticated and handsome. Where is the last 1%? Up there. Is there anyone close to that? Yes. But I mean, I could take that a step further and, you know, analyze other characters in the series for theme runs. Turn it into an entire week. Wow, did I really just say week? Yeah, this week's gonna stink! And moving on. So let me take care of Atlas real quick, and I'll share some ideas with you. Bad timing. If I had done that with correct timing, I could have just used the Aegis charge to completely negate his attack. So, who would be some interesting characters to do a theme run around? Well, there's a... Can I use that as any sort of a tool? Because I could honestly say that Radiant Beat could be like, I don't know, Great Fairy Sword, Big Goron Sword, Gilded Sword, whatever, you name it. It's another sword. Link has lots of swords. I can't think of anything that Water Prison could be, though. What about the Ice Rod? Yeah, there's better choices for Ice Rod, though. I don't know why I keep thinking Radiant Beat is on the right bumper. That, of course, would be R1 for our PlayStation-minded friends, and just plain R button for us Nintendo fans. Owie. Sorry, I got really into like these satisfying combos and I completely forgot to, continue discussing my thoughts for, a hypothetical Zelda theme week. But okay, so here's where my brain went. Obviously, we could do, Link, Zelda, Ganon. The 3 Triforce bearers. But if you dig deeper into the series, those aren't necessarily the only Triforce bearers. Alright, Darksage, what are you talking about? Those are the only Triforce bearers that I know about. Yeah, did you forget about Hyrule Warriors? There was another bearer of the Triforce of Power before it essentially got stolen from her. And technically, too, because that character is technically 2 halves of a whole. For those of you who haven't clued in yet, I'm talking about Lana and Sia. And I don't blame you if you don't know who those characters are. I don't know how popular Hyrule Warriors was around the world. I know it was popular enough to get a definitive edition on Switch, which is so difficult to 100% that it's considered a legal means of torture in some cases. Alright, let's see if I can make that work. Oh, well, we definitely want that, and of course we want Sylvan help. I would take that even if I wasn't cosplaying as Link. Oh, we might have a problem. Well, no, because we could still do a shield. I'm not married to the idea of... You know what, let's just give Dr. Song something and see what she takes. And then we can determine what we want after that. But I definitely want to make use of Dr. Song's services. Healthcare card. So, potion discounts. Alright, that's fine. Actually, that works out really nicely, because now I'm just thinking about the old lady. Just buy medicine before you go! And if I'm the only one here who's played the original Legend of Zelda, I will scream. Or perhaps am I the only one that's played the original Legend of Zelda that actually remembers those cheesy lines of dialogue? If you remember those cheesy lines of dialogue in the original Legend of Zelda, leave the comment Dodongo dislikes smoke to let me know. I don't normally ask you guys to leave stuff in the comments like that, but somehow that just sounded like fun. Alright, so as of right now, our lineup is Fire Rod, Bombs, Hylian Shield, Big Goron Sword, Master Sword, and Gale Boomerang. And some weird fiery version of the Rock Feather. Stupid nitroglycerin barrels. Alright, let's start this fight from way over here. Oh yeah, that's right, it's not Aegis Charge anymore, I'm dumb. Alright, it's still protective, though, and that works for me. Ow. So, I don't know, is that one even a good idea? Hopefully someone remembers Sia, the dark sorceress. Is it just me? Am I the only one who looked at the design of that character and said, "Damn, Nintendo didn't design that one"? But then again, Lana looks like a designated Nintendo character, so I don't know, maybe I'm just being weird. Okay, upgrading this robe isn't necessarily important, but I might come back to it if nothing else pans out. It would be real easy to do a water-themed run by choosing either Ruto or Mifa. Urbosa would make a very interesting lightning-based run. Daruk would make a very interesting fire-based run, and Rivali can get the fuck out of my face. So if I were to go with an air-based run, I guess I could choose Teba. Yeah, I don't care how useful Rivali's Gale is, that guy pisses me off. Alright, well, we've got an interesting Centurion helmet. I think that will work just fine. Then it's just a matter of, do I want additional protection? Well, I mean, I have the merchant's cart, so I'm being incentivized to pick up something else. Kind of wondering, though, if maybe the Boots of Celerity wouldn't be a better choice. No, I'm going to go with the Memory Chainmail. Go with the idea that in Breath of the Wild, Link finally got to wear something other than a green tunic. Unless you remember Wind Waker. Come on, tell me I'm not the only one that really liked the idea to replay the game in your lobster pattern pajamas. So we've got some options there. I distinctly remember doing a run as with Midna being the inspiration, so I don't think I'm going to go back to that. Though if I really wanted to dig deep, I could try to find a way to do a run as Agatha, if, you know, anyone really liked the Bug Girl that much. Then again, I don't know if there are that many Arcana that I could really link to Agatha. Oh, we've got another contender for the Fire Rod. Well, I guess this could also very technically be bomb choose. Very technically. I'm just gonna say no. I like that ability, but I can't think of a Zelda item it would be. And plus, I'm going up against Freya, so fire abilities aren't necessarily what I want anyway, so just clip that one on the head and move on. Ooh, a really interesting one, especially since it's one of my favorites, is I could do one as Majora. And no, I don't mean the Skull Kid, I mean Majora. That could be a lot of fun. All right, let's see if you have anything that really makes this easier for me. Kind of. You can grab this. I don't know what Zelda item that would be, so yeah. Don't expect me to figure it out either, not yet anyway. No, I do want... There we go. Oh, you know what that could technically be? That could be like a weird reverse magnesis. That's what that is. It's magnesis using the scientific principle of repulsion instead of attraction. Okay, this is absolute hell. Okay. Well, this is now the failed hero timeline. Because that room was bullshit. Absolute stinking bullshit. So if anyone ever, if you ever hear me complain, oh, I got Atlas in spot number 3, don't be afraid to remind me that Freya in spot 3 can be just as bad when you get rooms with, 4, 5, or 6 of those stupid ice archers. But that's okay. We already know that there is such a thing as a failed hero timeline, and if you are to believe the fan theories out there, the Triforce of Courage just says that Link is going to come back with the same knowledge he had when he died anyway, so for all we know, this is canon. Yeah, this is canon. There you go. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But by all means, let me know what other interesting characters you'd like to see for a Zelda themed run. I really like the idea of Sia from Hyrule Warriors, but hey, maybe one of the champions or one of the sages from Ocarina of Time is more your jam. Who knows? I'm open to suggestions, so leave me a comment, let me know what you think, and we will continue the Zelda theme tomorrow with, more than likely, Princess Zelda, the bearer of the Triforce of Wisdom herself. So you guys take care, have a fantastic day or night wherever you might be. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I will be seeing you. Take care, everyone.